The sound of ripping paper can be louder than thunder when it carries disrespect. That was the first thought that crossed my mind as I stood frozen in Terminal B of O'Hare International Airport, watching my son-in-law tear my boarding pass clean in half. People rushed past us dragging wheeled suitcases, announcements echoed overhead, and somewhere a child laughed. But for me, the world narrowed to the sharp, cruel tear of paper and the smug look on his face. "Take care of the dogs, Adam," he said, like he was doing me a favor. "We'll be gone 10 days. That moment was the hook that reeled me into the most painful, illuminating chapter of my life. But to understand why I did what I did next, why I canceled his tickets, you need to know how I got there. 1. A quiet life after loss. I'm Adam, 52 years old, a widower and a man who believed, perhaps foolishly, that kindness, when given enough time, always finds its way back to you. My wife, Ellen, passed away 6 years ago after a short and merciless illness. Cancer doesn't just take people. It rearranges the furniture of your soul and leaves rooms you can't enter without losing your breath. After she died, I downsized from our 4-bedroom house into a modest place on the edge of town. I kept the dogs, 2 old mutts Ellen had rescued years before, because they were the last living threads of the life we'd built. I filled my days with routine, morning walks, freelance consulting work, grocery runs, and the occasional Sunday lunch with my daughter, Megan. Megan is 30, sharp as a tack, and too forgiving for her own good. She married Ryan 4 years ago. Ryan was charismatic. That's the polite word. Confident to the point of arrogance, charming when he needed something, dismissive when he didn't. He worked in sales, talked big, and carried himself like the world owed him interest. From the beginning, our relationship had a polite chill. He called me Adam, never Dad, which I respected, but respect didn't seem mutual. 2. The trip that was supposed to heal us. The airport incident didn't come out of nowhere. A month earlier, Megan had called me with a rare tremor in her voice. "Dad, Ryan and I are struggling," she said. "We're taking a trip, Europe, just the 2 of us. He says it'll help us reconnect." I hesitated. Europe wasn't cheap and Ryan's income came in waves, good months and bad ones. Still, Megan sounded tired in a way that worried me. "I'm happy for you," I said carefully. Then came the ask. "Dad, could you watch the dogs while we're gone?" Ryan had adopted 2 German shepherds on a whim, status dogs, I called them. Beautiful, high-energy animals he barely had time for. I already had my own dogs, old and slow. 10 days is a lot, I said. I had plans. "What plans?" Ryan's voice cut in on speakerphone. That should have been my first warning. "I was going to visit Ellen's sister," I replied. "I already bought my ticket." Ryan laughed, actually laughed. "You can reschedule," he said. "Family comes first." Megan didn't say a word. I sighed because I always did. "Let me think about it." 3. The ticket. I didn't want to cancel my trip. That visit mattered to me. Ellen's sister, Ruth, was the last person who still spoke about my wife like she was just in the next room. But Megan sounded desperate, so I compromised. I kept my ticket, for now, and told them I'd help if they could find someone to cover part of the time. Ryan agreed vaguely. 2 weeks passed, no updates. The night before their flight, Megan called again. "Dad, Ryan says the kennel is too expensive, and his friend bylaid." I closed my eyes. "Megan, I told you." I know, but please, just this once." I relented, but I didn't cancel my trip yet. I figured I'd drop them at the airport, hand over the dogs later, and then head out myself after arranging a neighbor to help. That was my mistake. 4. The tear heard around the world. At the airport, I hugged Megan. She smelled like anxiety and floral perfume. Ryan barely nodded at me. When I pulled my boarding pass from my jacket, just to check the gate, Ryan's eyes narrowed. "What's that?" he asked. "My ticket," I said. I'm flying out tomorrow morning. His jaw tightened. No, you're not. Before I could react, he reached out, grabbed the paper, and tore it in half. Problem solved, he said. Take care of the dogs. I didn't shout, I didn't swing, I didn't even curse. I just felt something in me finally, quietly snap. Megan gasped, Ryan, what are you doing? He shrugged. He'll reprint it. Besides, this is more important. I bent down, picked up the pieces, and smoothed them together like you might a broken photograph. Enjoy your trip, I said calmly. Ryan smirked. Thanks, Adam. They walked away. What Ryan didn't know, what neither of them knew, was that I had booked their tickets. 5. The quiet power of a credit card. I didn't announce it. I didn't threaten. I sat in my car in the parking garage, hands steady, heart pounding, and opened the airline app. I'd paid for the flights as a gift, something I'd offered weeks earlier when Megan said money was tight. Ryan had puffed his chest and said, well, if you insist. I selected the reservation. 2 names, 2 seats, 1 click away from consequence. I hesitated not out of fear but out of sadness. This wasn't revenge. It was boundary setting, long overdue. I canceled the tickets. No yelling, no drama, just confirmation emails and refunded miles. Then I went home, fed my dogs, and slept better than I had in months. 6. Fall out of gate 32. My phone exploded the next morning. What did you do? Ryan texted. Megan called crying. Dad, they say our tickets are invalid. Ryan is furious. They won't let us board. I took a breath. Ryan destroyed my ticket. I assumed plans changed. There was silence. Then Megan whispered he tore it up. Yes. More silence, then something new, clarity. We're coming back, she said. Ryan, apparently, was yelling in the background about betrayal and respect. I hung up and made coffee. 7. The dogs and the truth. They showed up that afternoon. Ryan didn't speak to me. Megan hugged me for a long time. I didn't see it, she said quietly. How he treats you, I didn't want to. I nodded. We see what we're ready to see. Ryan scoffed. This is petty. You ruined our vacation. No, I replied evenly. You ruined it when you forgot I'm a person, not a convenience. He opened his mouth, then closed it. The dogs sat obediently by my feet, tails thumping. Even they sensed the shift. 8. Consequences grow roots. Ryan moved out 2 months later. Not because of the tickets, but because the tickets cracked something open Megan couldn't close again. She started therapy, so did I. We talked more, really talked. Ryan tried to apologize once. It sounded rehearsed. I accepted it politely, but trust is rebuilt brick by brick, not with words alone. 9. The visit I almost missed. 3 weeks after the airport incident, I rebooked my trip. Ruth cried when she saw me. We sat on her porch and talked about Ellen until sunset, and for the first time in years, the ache softened into something like gratitude. If Ryan hadn't torn up my ticket, I might never have learned how much my dignity was worth. 10. Moral of the story. Here, what 52 years have taught me. Kindness is not permission. Love is not obligation. And boundaries are not cruelty, they're clarity. When someone tears up your ticket, literal or otherwise, they're telling you exactly how they value you. Believe them. And don't be afraid to cancel their ride.